Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for the slight delay that we had today. Uh, I was hungry. I wanted to eat before stream, man. Welcome in. Today we're going to talk about AliExpress. We're going to be talking about some of the items on there that I've found to be useful, and or we also have getting a phone call while I'm live. Hang on one second. Let's put that on do not disturb for now. Sorry about that. We also have a watch that I ordered for the idea of having the watch feel and look like a micro brand, right? That was the point. When I was looking for a watch that I wanted to pull from here to do an unboxing with you guys, I've already unboxed it because I wanted to see what it was all about. But the idea, the mission statement was to see if I can get something that feels like a micro brand out of AliExpress. And I think that it does. Is it perfect? No. I have notes on it. We're going to talk about it. But there's also accessories that I've found and I've used on a regular basis. Quite recently, it's been the micro adjust on the bracelets. I've been using that on a lot of watches, swapping out the clasps. I think I maybe have purchased 8 or 9 of them. And in the summertime, they've come in handy. So I want to share that with you guys. So welcome in. Sit back, relax. We're going to go on to AliExpress. We're going to take a look at some brands that I recommend. I've already done some reviews for those brands. So if we're talking about Seagull, Age Loser, you know, they're already on there. So you could already find micro brands. That's why I was trying to trend with that same idea of getting, you know, that as well. So hang on one second. Switch that over. Let's do this. Make sure comments come up. Looks like you guys are chilling, which is cool. What do I have on wrist? That's the question. I also changed the clasp out for this as well. This is my latest acquisition for Vostok. And I apologize if my voice sounds a little weird, guys. I'm like a little under the weather the last few days. So I'm trying to do the best I can out here. But this is the clasp also, the micro adjust clasp. So this is the original bracelet that came on it. I changed the bracelet onto this Vostok originally. This is back to the normal one. And then I put that micro adjust clasp on there. This is the 9000 series. So that tonneau shape. And the dial is actually loomed, which is absolutely fire. You could easily find this Vostok in a white dial. It's going to look very similar. I think the hands are going to look a little different. I'm happy about how clear that comes up on camera. But the other version that looks very similar is not going to be an all loom dial. It took me some time to get that reference number. But in comes AliExpress with these clasps that have just salvaged like 9 of my watches, man. I've really switched it out. Fred is in the building. Fred, what's going on, man? I'm fighting through some energy levels right now, bro, if you can't tell. I've been sick for the last few days, so I'm doing the best I can. Spectre Control's in the building. What's going on, bro? So I do have codes for you guys. Check the actual description. Put the AC on. Check the description. I got codes for you guys. A couple of people asked me for that. Now, the actual sale starts in a couple of days. It's on the 17th. So you're not going to be able, I don't think, to use it. They've got pretty decent prices. So do you have to wait? No. But if you want a fat cart and then you want to have a whole bunch of codes for it, then I'm not mad at you at all. Let's switch screens. So August 17th is when it's going to start. Today's the 15th, so a couple of days. I think I wanted to go through some of my recent acquisitions with you guys. Now, I showed you guys what I purchased before, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I did place this order yesterday. So here's the deal. Like I'm showing you that I actively purchased from AliExpress as well. Matter of fact, I did forget to take some straps that I wanted to show you guys because I've been messing around with stuff like this as well. You're going to see this pop up when I show you guys the stuff that I bought. So I started off with this. I bought one because it's a single pass with the deployant. That's also on AliExpress. It's at a decent price, but you get a little sketchy about it, right? Because you want to know how the quality is going to be like. But I'll tell you how AliExpress works, bro. It works just like anything else. Like if you try to get something for what would normally be $50 and you try to pay $2, it's not going to be that good quality. If it's $50 and it's $10, $15, it's probably going to be to your liking, at least, like acceptable. And I'll tell you what, man, I've been surprised with these single passes. Let me show you exactly from my orders. Probably jump around a little bit. I actually ordered another one here just so you guys can see. Like, this was the actual company for it, single pass with a little deployment on there. I was a little sketchy because I wasn't sure if it was going to be like uncomfortable at the class or at the deployment, but it worked out fine. I can show you the original one. Yeah, I got this one in black, and then I got this one. So I'll hop around a little bit. Little $8 snacker with the deployment on there. It's comfortable. It's comfortable, and the strap itself, it's pretty quality. It's pretty good quality. Like, it's a little stiff, but it's comfortable. The deployment works. I'm happy with it. I'm happy to recommend it for $8, $9. You know, you can't complain. You can't go wrong. And for the most part, like, this is what I've utilized a lot of my orders from AliExpress, from the accessories that, you know, can be deemed from it. And I'll tell you what, check out this order. Let me show you something. Right here, $96. I put $96 of clasps purchases, right? So this comes from anywhere from a 14 to a 22 millimeter. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about having the on the fly adjustment. And it has like an exterior button for it. So like, it's clutch when it's like warm and you're really fluctuating in temperature, you could just hit it. Now, when I first saw it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that extra button exteriorly, right? Like, that kind of looks weird. I'm used to it being on the inside, so that was a thing. But I'll tell you what, for the comfort, you're going to get used to it fairly quickly. And you can see the extendo on here. Like, this whole piece is extended out. I mean, you wouldn't want to have it that much extended out because it gets a little wonky still, but it works, man. That's my point. So here's my question for you guys. I have a bracelet right now. Maybe it doesn't have a half link. Maybe it doesn't have a quarter of a link. Maybe you don't want to have to be able to use it. Is it worth it for you to invest $15 more into the bracelet? And then I've had bracelets where it completely salvaged the bracelet altogether because the way that the links were designed, I was either going to take off too much or too little. I saved 2 bracelets from that. I purchased like $90 worth is like, well, in total, actually, I purchased more. So just to show you guys, and now I feel really comfortable recommending it because I've had them, like the first one I bought, I've had it on the wrist. I've really messed around with it type of deal. So it might be worth it for you to do the same thing and to salvage something like that for your watch. You know what I mean? Going back to orders, right here, I purchased like $96 worth, and I have another one here purchased, another one prior to that. So I've maybe 9 or 10 of these I've swapped out for very common watches that you know. Let me show you guys. And again, I felt kind of weird, especially like on something like this. This is my Blue Angels Citizen, one of the few Citizens that I have. I have to get more Citizen watches, man. Excuse me, specifically on the quartz models, specifically on the solar for sure. Here's the deal. Swapped out the clasp for it as well, man, just to have that on the fly. And it's one of those bracelets where, I don't know, it just makes it just salvaged it for me too, because this one's like a 21 millimeter. It's hard to find an actual bracelet for it. So that was something that I did. And yeah, man, like 9 or 10 of them at this point, I've done it. So let me see what you guys are saying in chat. That black and tan straps looks fire. Thank you, sir. And I actually specifically got that one for the Hamilton Murph because you know how that has the faux patina. So like that black with the faux patina kind of color going down the middle. I had that on the Murph. It looked good, man. It looked good. I should have had it on there just so I could show you guys, but I bought that one in an all black one. That extra length of extension would be good for a wetsuit. 100%. That's true. That's true. So like actually being super functional for, you know, a diving experience, 1000%. Now, as I mentioned before, I did purchase a watch as well. I did get a watch in from AliExpress. It was Proxima. Why Proxima specifically? Where's that watch? Hold on. Why Proxima specifically? Because I've seen a lot of people like own it, talk about it. I don't know if it's going to come up here. I don't know where it is in all of this. It doesn't matter. I'm going to show you guys in real life anyway. So came in the Pelican style, right? And I've seen this watch on wrist, man. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, be happy with it, discuss it after the fact. And it kind of fell within the category of feeling like a micro brand. I'm not going to say it is a micro brand altogether, But I'll tell you what, man, for the things that we are trying to expect from a brand, it's not too far off. And actually, you know what? There is some other stuff that I want to show you in here. So I'll speak to it like this, right? So one, here's an actual warranty card that they actually filled out. Because a lot of brands, they'll give you this, but they won't actually fill it out. You have the manual, you have the this, you have the that. They gave us a screw driver because the links are actually screwed in. It's really nice. I'm gonna go over all the specs and the specifics and the whys and the whos and the whats. So this is the watch, yeah? Aventurine dial, loom block indices applied, BGW9 on the hands, on the bezel insert. We're talking about a 12, I think this was 12.6, if I'm not mistaken. I have the notes. I could probably just look at that. But 12.6, PT5000 or SW200, you had a choice. I think right now, if you have to make a decision, you have to go with the PT5000. I get some people are going to feel a type of way about that, and I totally respect that. I don't care personally, because from my personal experience, there's different things that come up when you go to research the PT5000. And we've discussed this on this channel for sure. But let's also pull this up on AliExpress. For whatever reason, it didn't show up in the order things. I have a couple of things that I wanted to also make sure I mention. But give me 1 second. Let me just pull this, because I think they also have like video. Whoa, that's loud. Let's do that. Let's do this. Switch screens. Hold on. Bear with me, people. Here we go. Wow. I thought that was going to come up a lot bigger. Hang on. But I can't see my screen, so I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, PT5000 or SW200, both of which are pretty much being modeled after the same ETA. Debatable if it's good for you or not. You'll make that decision, which way you want to go. But the point is that you're able to achieve dimensions super thin, especially if we're talking about, I see people coming on chat. I apologize. Give me 1 second. The point of it is this, man. It's the thickness, or thinness, I should say, right? When we talk about a micro brand, when we're talking about case dimensions, when we're talking about trying to achieve thinner proportions, it's a great thing to have that kind of achievement, because it's always going to make the fit on wrist a lot better. I think this was like a 12.6, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm completely wrong. Hang on 1 second. It was 11. Because 12.6 wouldn't even be that impressive now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. We're talking about 11.5, 11.6. Yeah, 11.6 on a diver. That's kind of crazy. That's pretty good, I have to say. Dad Mods is in the building. What's going on, bro? Just to keep it like proportional with my glycine, right? I think my glycine diver, I just got this in too, not that long ago. Again, swapped out the clasp for that on-the-fly adjustment from, that's one thing, man. If you're not going to take anything from this, if you don't believe in purchasing timepieces on AliExpress and that's your thing, that's cool. But these clasps have been a safe haven for me. Where'd I put my calibers? I want to show you guys something. So that was what, 11.6? This glycine, 11.2. And the only difference really, I'll show you. The only difference really, because I was looking at this and I was like, yo, that's pretty good, man. And the thickness of the watch matters. So you see this, the crystal, it's got a domed crystal. The glycine is not domed, it's flat. So that's we're talking about the difference of the actual crystal itself. Aventurine, applied indexes, loom blocks, quick release on the fly. I forgot how many meters of water resistance. Let me go to my notes. 200 meters of water resistance. The watch head is 57 grams. So look, I emphasize the thickness at 11.6. The crown is 6.3. That's important for me. Strap friendly 20 millimeters. It has a diameter of 39 millimeters. And the lug to lug is 45. So you could imagine proportionally, this is a pretty nice fitting watch, right? Let me see what you guys are saying. Been eyeing a Proxima for a minute. I kind of had some Zodiac vibes. Yo, and I'll tell you what, man, I've seen a lot of people put this on wrist. It wasn't this one specifically, actually. There's another Proxima that's like a white dial. It comes in a couple of variations, but this one spoke to me the most because I thought it was interesting for them to do the aventurine, to do the applied indices. I was like, you know what? This is speaking to me in micro brand kind of language, right? The bezel turn. So it's one of those bezels where they're trying to get more focus out of the actual thinness of it. So if you would imagine, where's my turtle? If you would imagine like the thickness here for grip on the turtle, right? Versus the Proxima, where it's like that thinner proportion, because they're trying to keep things more streamlined. So it's harder to grip, is my whole entire point. And it's one of those turns where you have to get the meatier part of your finger to make the turn. And the bezel was stiff when I first got it in. I've been messing with it a lot. It has lightened up. It is dead on accurate. So this is kind of like a review of this Proxima watch live that I got from AliExpress for that reason. But look, there may be a whole bunch of other different brands that you might be interested in. I did back catalog a couple of different options that we could take a look at together. And of course, I'm always open for suggestions for brands that you're aware of. This Proxima watch just came up on my radar because I just seen it on a lot of people's wrists. And again, it wasn't, my bad, let me switch screens. It wasn't specifically that model. It was, let me show you the model that I was seeing even more. I actually like this one. This one's very simple. This is on my list, I believe, of watches. I almost went with this one just because it was something different. It was something simple. I don't know if this was the exact one, actually. Are you guys seeing this? You are. I'd love for you to see it in a larger scale, but if I make it bigger, I don't think I will have the same control. Let me see. And this isn't too bad. Okay. I almost did this one. No, it wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Overall, though, their watches seem to be pretty decent. Popularity-wise, I think, yeah, it was definitely this watch that was the most popular. There are several different variations. I've seen this on a lot of wrist checks. Green especially. Proxima logo. You guys could check out all the specs and stuff like that. I'm not going to go through them for every single one. But again, we're talking about a PT 5000 movement, which I think we're going to see a lot more popular over a course of time. How well those movements are going to hold up is always going to be the question. Again, we've had that discussion here, so I'm not going to go into it. I've never had a bad situation with the PT 5000. I've owned like 3 or 4 watches with them in it. I admittedly don't have the same watches, so I've never had it for a very long time. I actually gave them away to another channel that was up and coming, that was new to the space, and I wanted to show love, so I didn't keep it in my collection. Like, you guys remember the Tandorio one, the most recent one that I had, but I had to get rid of it. But I'll tell you what, interaction-wise, yeah, it feels like an SW200 at the end of the day. You got that sandy kind of resistant feel when you're winding the watch. Same kind of feel when you're moving the hands. Just longevity-wise, I don't know how it's going to hold up for the SW2 for the PT 5000. And then it seems like they don't have many SW200s available for an option, even when it's supposed to have another option for it. So we'll have to see. Hold on, I'm moving a crazy amount of windows. This one is for this one. Okay, this was the other most popular one. I'm pretty sure, like, if you guys own a Proxima, you probably went this way. I went to go for the other one just to see what it was like, but this is super clean. All white dial, applied indices, framed out date wheel aperture at the proper position, in my opinion, for the balance here. Nothing too crazy, but again, we're talking about 200 meters of water resistance. We're talking about proper lume on this watch as well. We're talking about on the fly, quick release, all of the things, right? All of the things. You know what's missing? The only big difference is, and again, a lot of these watches feel like micro brands, but I don't know the story of Proxima. I haven't talked to the brand owner. And that could be remedied, right? I think that they can come and talk to the enthusiasts, reach out to people, show up on shows. That'd be the only difference that I could see. But for what they're producing here, guys, like, seriously, I was blown away by this watch for sure. I was like, I didn't expect it to be as good as it is. Now, design-wise, I do have some critiques. Like, I think they did a phenomenal job making the bezel insert lume as well. I can't give that to you guys. I would have to just show you pictures because it'd be hard to do that right now in my lighting. But design-wise, the white on white, so the white bezel insert with the white what do you call that, minute track. It's a little clashy, right? But other than that, it is a little busy too in the center. But you got to think about what you're looking at here. You're looking at applied loom blocks. You're looking at BGW9 on the hands. It's got a little style to it too. I don't know if you could see the minute hand is actually like a dark blue, which is ballsy, right? Because Aventurine has a dark blue to it as well. Even to apply stuff onto Aventurine, decent job. I would have loved it if they put the aperture at the 6 on here, but they kept the text minimal as well. And so the dimensions and all of the other things that came along with the watch is what really surprised me. And you know what? The links, not only do they have half links, but they also have quarter links on there. Like, so they're going to make sure that this watch fits on your wrist the way you want it to, for sure. Because, yeah, there's half links, there's quarter links. I don't know if I could show you that. So you see this full-size link, and then like a half and a quarter or a quarter and a half. That's impressive, man. That's impressive. So, I mean, I don't know what we're talking about when people are like, oh, the watch brands on AliExpress are all crap. I don't know, man. Like, I don't take everything off of face value. Like, I like to like do my own research, get my own watches, make my own. For sure, there's a bunch of homage watches and a bunch of watches where you won't have story connected to them. But are they all bad? What's your definition of bad? And then also, I understand that there's a lot of people who, you know, that's just how they like to collect. So I'm not about to like crap on somebody's parade if that's what they feel comfortable affording and then what they're getting out of it. You got to remember that. What's the value that they're getting out of it? Because I bought the Swiss-made glycine, you know, diver, and now I'm holding a Proxima as well. You know what I mean? What they feel for me personally is going to be different only because I've gone into the history of glycine, right? I've appreciated the watch a little differently. This is an actual, I think they're doing an SW200. Yeah, they're doing an SW200 in here. They're calling it something differently. But yeah, that's just my thing. Let me see what you guys are saying on chat. And by the way, for the sale that's coming up on AliExpress, we're going to have links. We're going to have codes for that for the 17th. So a couple of days. I'm a little ahead of time for the live stream because I can't go live on Monday. So save those codes that you guys have in this description. And when you go shopping, you get to check it out. Sorry, guys. My voice is like hoarse. I don't know if you guys could hear, but you could probably tell my energy is a little off too. What are we talking about? Okay, I was there. You guys said hi to each other. Cool. I was looking at a similar white enamel dial with the shark logo. Yeah. Fred, I think they have like really good stuff. Wrist check. 5 digital. Nice. Electronic. Nice. I would trust an AliExpress SW200 I wouldn't trust. And you know what? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that may feel that way too, dude. I like the narrow bezel on the Proxima. Very nice vintage vibe. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even aware that was a vintage vibe. I thought that was just them trying to keep the proportions in check. It makes a difference on the grip, but I mean, come on, man. Like, how many times am I really timing something with this bezel? I'm not. It's a fidget spinner at the end of the day for me. You know what I mean? It was a little stiff in the beginning, but yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Again, being at 11 total, and I'm counting the crystal too. What did I say? 11.6? Let me show you on wrist. That's what I probably should have done. Sorry. So I showed you guys my ball stock. Loving that. I got a couple of watches that I wanted to show you guys that I changed the clasp out for, but we'll see. Yeah, man, just look at the proportions on that, though. No? Am I crazy? Am I wrong? Hold on. Let me take off the comment. I'm going to re-chat. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. How do I do this properly? Here we go. Proportions. So what I say, 39 and change, 45 and change, 11.6, right? What did I say? 11.6. And that's counting the crystal, too. That's counting the crystal as well. That's clean. That's cleaner than my haircut, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Taper on the bracelet. Nothing to write home about on the bracelet, by the way. Like, so they used to put a logo. They used to put an engraving on the clasp itself. They stopped doing that because it was a little hideous, I think. I think they kind of messed up. I think that Proxima is also listening to the feedback that we give them when their watches get reviewed or when customers reach out about their watches. Nice coffee, by the way. I'm not a psychopath. Because I noticed that change in the clasp itself. I noticed the logo kind of being taken off. It's correct in that it's brushed. It's got polishing on the sides, right, of it. The bracelet itself, nothing special, nothing too crazy. It does have a taper there. Everything is clutch when it comes to the actual connection here, right? From the logo opening. We get on the fly, right? I mean, we get the quick release, right? So, just clipped my nails yesterday. So we get the quick release, right? Attach that back 1, 2, 3, and then you have the on the fly adjustment, which is a button at the end of the day. There's a lot of micro brands that, specification wise, you think what you think about the design. Specification wise, all the things I just mentioned, they want to get on that level for their watches, and it's very expensive. And also, the case isn't. This watch doesn't feel like a homage. Let me know if there's a homage for this watch. Let me catch up on chat while you guys put me on to it. So Dad Mod's not trusting movements out here on AliExpress anymore. He's actually been doing some videos for your education too on movements and where they are nowadays. Very good stuff. I like the bezel on Proxima. Yeah, I read that. Okay. Does it come in a 38? I don't know if this one specifically comes in a 38. Sorry, I'm probably way behind on chat. I do that. You kind of get used to it, or you just don't watch me anymore. AliExpress shopping activity for men of culture. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Pinky up, Mega. Megazoid's in the building. What's going on, bro? Let me put on a watch while we do this. Also, my DIY watch club. Remember when I built this? Yeah, put the clasp on there too from AliExpress. I had to do it, man. I had to do it. I did it to a lot of, and I felt weird because I was getting rid of a lot of clasps that had branding on it, but function over, you know what I mean? Function over anything else in my eyes, especially right now with fluctuation. So that's what it looks like. When I want like a chunkier maxi style case, custom made by me, that's how we get down, Charlie Brown. I don't think it comes in a 38, bro. I'm going back to answering your question. Let's take a look. Let's take a gander, shall we? Wait, did I switch screens? I definitely didn't. My bad. You're asking me if, I'm not sure if you meant this one or the other one. This one I believe is at 39. Yeah, and I think I got on my calibers. Let me pop my notes real quick. Yeah, I got 39.2. So no 38 on that, unless you were talking about the other one, which is this, and I think this is also a 39 as well. It's also 39 as well. I know how you feel on the 38, because I kind of low key feel that some of my best watch size is also 38. But again, this is a 39 with a bezel and a diver and stuff like that. And so it's going to feel smaller. I know that's a trigger for some people, because some people are like, bro, it's 39 millimeters. What do you mean it's going to wear? If you have a watch that has a full-on crystal dial, a full-on crystal and no bezel, right? It looks bigger, right? Versus something that has an actual bezel on it. So it just depends. And I think that because this is a 39 and so is the other one, bro, it's going to wear like a 38. But again, if you're searching for a 38 because you have like a 6-inch wrist, then I totally understand you wanting to stick to an actual measurement. Because at the end of the day, the way it looks and the way it's actually physically going to sit on your wrist, two different things. Let me catch up on chat. You guys are saying hi to each other. No problems with homages. Most people can't afford or justify buying the real thing. The watches can be fun, not all serious. Dude, it is. So I just did my video on my whatchamacallit. Help me out here. Oh man, my Hamilton Murph. Sorry guys, I'm not at full capacity right now. My energy's a little low. I just did my Hamilton Murph, and you guys know what I did to it, yes? And some people were not happy about that. They were not happy about that. They felt like what I did to the second hand especially was no bueno. No bueno. But at the end of the day, just like you said, and look, I get their point and I respect their point too. Some of which were even respectful comments about it too. Like some people were just like, yeah, bro, just like in the future, like the most constructive feedback I got was, had I had that enamel paint shaved down, it would have looked cleaner. But here's the deal. Like you just said, Fred, like we're supposed to just have fun with this, bro. Like at the end of the day, we have to remember that this hobby is just supposed to be fun before anything else. You need to enjoy what you're wearing. And part of that enjoyment, yeah, it has to do with the price of the watch as well, for sure. Because I'm not going outside my comfort zone when it comes to it, bro. And if somebody could only afford and or only feels comfortable to afford set amount price, who the hell am I to be like, oh, but you should save up a little bit more money for a real watch, a Seiko watch, or whatever your answer is going to be. Ristful's in the building. What's going on, bro? And I just let people live their life, and whatever makes them happy makes them happy. Great video, buddy. Oh, Canada. What are we talking about? I'm trying to catch up on chat. Hold on. I'm trying to figure it out. 39 is still cool though. I mean, yeah, bro. Like, again, I get it. Like, if somebody splits hairs between a 38 and a 39, it means that 38 is probably the max that they can wear, and or just what they're most comfortable with. I was reading what the mug said because I wasn't sure which mug this was. I was used to having the other one about watches. I think my wife broke that one. It says Papa Bear. If 38 is your max because you have a 6-inch wrist or smaller, it matters. It does matter. So I get it. But I think you still be all right with a 39 if you really wanted to go that way. Do you still have any fixed lug watches? No, I don't. I don't think so. No, I gave the Vario away. The Vario was the last fixed lug watch I had, and I gave that to my brother. Yeah. So I don't. Either my brother or my brother-in-law. I can't remember. But I gave so many watches away, Spec. I just recently started selling some watches out of my collection just because I had to get, no Red Bull, bro. No Red Bull. I just recently started selling some watches, and they're watches that I've had from the beginning because like you guys see me do a review of the Age Loser. I'm not going away with this. This watch is fire. This is also on AliExpress. This feels like a legit micro brand to me. Oh, and I got a strap for it too. I got some in the mail, so I'm gonna play around with that. But this is one of those 21 millimeters in curved, so it's not easy to find a strap. You guys recently see me do a video. I just showed it before on this Seagull. I own these watches, man. I keep them. When I say they're valid. And look, if I had to move them on right away, I do. It is what it is, but I try to at least hold on to them for a little bit. This way I could get a full-fledged feel, because sometimes, not that most of the time my idea doesn't change when I review a watch, but almost always when I own the watch for a longer period of time, I'm more educated on the watch. And I could give you guys like, oh, I tried this strap and, you know, it worked for this, it didn't work for that. You get what I'm saying? So I try to hang on to them for a little bit, but what am I going to do? Like, eventually I can't have 500 watches and not move on from them. So I eventually move on from them. Oh, snap. It's been a minute since we got a super chat. I do see one poking. Hold on. You did your Murph what they should have done from the factory, in my opinion. Thank you, bro. Aside from the painted secondhand, I feel like that was a little bit much. And I knew it was. I knew it was a little bit much, bro. I knew I was doing a lot. But the watch is for me, right? Isn't that supposed to be the point? So at the end of the day, you know, I think, yeah, the brushed bezel for sure. AR coating, what are we doing? This should be on the fly adjustment too. It's kind of messed up. So what are you gonna do? People take things for way too far when it comes to a niche hobbies. Just enjoy, yeah. You know what, Mega, and I've come to grips with the idea of like that's always gonna be there, and it is what it is, man. Like it doesn't bother me anymore at all. I'm either going to ignore a stupid comment or I'm just gonna, bro, I hide people from my channel immediately. Like if you're disrespectful in the comments, you get blocked from my channel. You don't see my channel anymore. I don't care about how many people I have. I care about the quality of people that join me. And just be positive, just be respectful. It's that simple. It's not that hard. But some human beings find it difficult to do that. It comes with the territory. And look, you could tell me that I'm crazy for doing what I did to the second hand, no problem. You're allowed an opinion. But if you just outright try to be insulting about it and disrespectful, and you don't even have like a constructive criticism about it, like the guy who told me that, oh, if you would have let the enamel on the second hand dry, shaved it down, it would have been a cleaner look. I didn't know that. I still wouldn't have wanted it that way. I like the artistic look, but I learned something new. That's constructive criticism. He could stay. But somebody else who's just straight up disrespectful, I just block them from my channel, bro. I really don't care. But it comes with the territory, Mega. What are you going to do? And we have our first in a minute. Francis with this super chat. Appreciate you. Where did you get your laser pointer dials? Wait, what did you just say? Where did you get laser printed dials in AliExpress? Oh, I mean, so I can't tell you the specific store anymore because these stores, they unfortunately, after like a year's time, they switch hands, and or they sometimes they just take them down and come up and just re-pop, whatever the case may be. I did reviews of Tandorio. First of all, Tandorio will do it for you if you like any of the homage watches and you wanted to do your own dial. But I'll show you, man. Matter of fact, we're on the topic. I do appreciate the super chat, by the way. We'll keep the comment up, then I'll navigate to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So going back to AliExpress and bringing specifically, I want to keep this page up, but we'll just do that. I'll just do something like this, bro. NH35 custom dial. I could do the logo if you feel like that'll help a little. Whoa, that's not how you spell logo. Hang on. And then you'll just see them, populate like this. I've used this before in the past, this store. This store has, a matter of fact, if you're looking for a store that has a little bit of a reputation, I don't know how to pronounce this, but this is a store that's been around since I've been messing around with doing dials like that, just so you know. If you want to check out how to do your own kind of logo. So it's real simple, right? I would keep the image very simple, right? Keep whatever you want to send to them pretty simple. Batman's pretty fire. And they'll send you a rendering, and then you'll just okay it. So, for instance, you'll go to this store, you'll send them a chat, right? And then you'll just ask them. So you pick out which dial you want, right? Maybe you want something like you want to do from scratch. If you want to just add a logo or some text or whatever the case may be, something completely plain, whatever it is, right? No logo. Then they have mold print versions. So that went from $13 because that's how much the dial itself costs, and then $60, which that's up there. Can you get a better price? I don't know. I haven't done it in a while, but this is how I did it for the most part. I've done it different ways. I've known some people who've done it, but this is the main way that I've done it through AliExpress as well. Tandorio, like I said, also has that option if you go to their stuff and you want to do a dial. But you'll get a lot of options here, man. So the only thing is that you'll be limited to the actual, what am I trying to say? The actual dials that they have available to do custom logos on. So you could just take your time, find the ones that have the dial that you actually want and go from there. Hope that helps. Robert Wood, Mr. Robert Wood Audio is in the building. What's going on, bro? Thank you for joining. Don't worry, you'll figure it out later. I'm probably so behind on chat. I'm sorry. Let me try to catch up. Kevin Hawthorne is in the building. What's going on, bro? I love my haters. They are so much fun to mess with. I used to mess with them, bro, but I had consulted with my PR team, and they're just like, don't engage. It's like, they're just like, it's not worth it. Like, you have people who are supporting you. You have people who are watching you. Sometimes you want to clap back. Sometimes you want to, what? But I've talked about this extensively with my PR team, and they're just like, do either one of two things. Thank you for the feedback with a period and then hit send, or just delete the comment. So it just depends on what kind of day you catch me. And it is fun to mess around with them, but then after a while it gets old, especially when they're just really ignorant. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I think I caught up on chat. Hold on. Check out Guilloche for some custom dials. He's on Facebook. Ooh, let's take a gander, shall we? Going off topic, bro. You're supposed to bring up stuff on AliExpress. What kind of wingman are you? Fired. Funny part said people that hate on the internet are just not angry or negative in person. Wait, what? The funny part is that people that hate on the internet are not as angry. Nobody's ever said anything in the comments like what they say in the comments. They've never said to my face, by the way, ever. Like that's not even like looking at the ground and telling me that. It's crazy, and I wouldn't want them to as well because I'm not a confrontational person. Like I want, bro. I'm a watch collector. Like I just want to talk about why a movement is better and why a movement isn't. You know what I mean? Like what are we talking about? Let's keep it streamlined, baby. Or just ignore the kind of way that they spend leaving sick. Yeah. Or just ignore it. I just straight up, bro. I just straight up block them from. They can't even see my channel anymore. Like it's like that. You have to create a whole nother YouTube to engage. When you say PR team, is that just your wife? Yeah. It is my wife. I was hoping somebody would catch up on that. Like, what do you mean PR team, bro? Hold on. How big are you? I hope you would catch up on that. My wife. Yeah, my wife. And she never lets it slip. Because sometimes I do get a little engaging with it. And she'll come into the room and be like, don't do that. Don't. You guys ever seen the scene in Men in Black when he comes into the room and he's like hitting the cockroach? He's like, don't do that. I do what? What else did I want to show you guys on AliExpress? I'm glad you asked. I'm sorry, Dad Mods. I want to stick to the program for right now, but I'll definitely check that out for future. What am I doing? I don't know. My orders. That's what I wanted to check. So these are legit. These single passes, like I told you. I ordered a couple more straps, and again, look, it's about the price, right? Like I spent $36 on this leather strap. Do you have to spend that much all the time? No. This $8.99, $9 single pass, I was sketchy about it. I purchased them first before I could tell you whether or not they're good. But that's usually the price where you kind of have to be a little worrisome. But they are good. Those single passes are legit too. Let's see. I told you about the class. We talked about Proxima. And I'm also taking recommendation as always, because I don't know what's the next watch that I should be looking at. If you go to the description and you click on the link that has my watch recommendations, those are all recommendations for watches that I've actually reviewed. Let me see something real quick. This is going to be like trippy because you're going to see my live. Hold on. Yeah. You're going to see my live on a live on a live. How does that work? Matrix. Why am I doing this? Because I need to get to the comments. Hold on. I think that they updated my collection. I think they did. Yeah, my influencer recommendations. These are my influencer recommendations. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to go through that as well, but these are watches that I've actually reviewed, and I still own all of these watches. I'm slowing down because I'm making sure that that's still the case. Yeah, I still own all of these watches. They all still work phenomenally. You saw the age lows in the beginning with the moon phase. Then there's the free sprung tourbillon, and I get it. That's at a price point. I've had very intelligent conversations about whether or not this is something they'll feel comfortable with. Look, don't stress it. It's $1,400, $1,500 watch, okay? It's only worth it for you if that complication means something to you as a collector. Do you need that complication in your life? Do you want to save that kind of? Because if you get a free sprung tourbillon in a big brand, it ain't gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? And so the conversation becomes, well, are they going to be around to service them? I do believe and I do feel like with everything that Age Loser puts in their watches, they feel like a legitimate micro brand, right? That's number one. So are they or are they not going to be around? Only time will tell, okay? But this is not an in-house movement. This is an in-house design. They've gone to a factory, right, to tell them how to make this watch. So if you find that factory, you could find a person who could service it. If it comes to that. But for me, like, you got to decide what the limit in the budget is for you to enjoy that kind of watch. I got crazy amount of tabs. Let me try to get back to where I was. Or let's do, where was I? Oh, that's trippy. Oh, the recommendation. Yeah. Still have this. This is in my wife's collection, the moon phase. That's in my collection. Actually, I have it right here. I could show it to you. I'm still trying to get straps. So how do I feel about it right now? Just so you guys can get like little tiny updates. I still love it. You have to find a curved 21 millimeter strap. That's the only takeaway. And I'm only changing it for flavor. I'm not changing it because the one they gave is phenomenal. It had quick release. It was very comfortable. I tried this kind of color to it. It's like a blue color. It also has like a little clasp. This was also purchased on AliExpress. So not only can you purchase the watch, you can also purchase this strap. I got something in the mail coming for this one as well. I got a couple of other flavors that I want to play around with. But yeah, man, it's a high complication watch. That's why it's at the price that it's at. For its mechanical complication, the price point is reasonable, considering, right? But anyway, this is how they kind of started off with the moon phase. I did a full review for this as well. This is in my wife's collection because she really liked it. I ended up going with the green dial. Phenomenal watch. Super cool. So instead of having like a small window for the complication, right? Moon phase, usually the moon phase, and like who's using a moon phase nowadays? There's people who need to use a moon phase complication, but it's mostly watch enthusiasts that appreciates having the complication in general. But the fact that it's a larger window, the whole aperture, if you will, quote unquote, is that whole thing behind it. I'm sure if I press play without the sound, killing me. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm sorry. The whole disc spins, right? That's the whole thing. You guys see me do this review for Seagull, these two, these three. I don't think that they didn't put the 1963 in there. That's the only thing that it's missing. This is the Journey wind chasing one, but I also reviewed the international version, which, listen, AliExpress became super popular in that watch specifically. I have it with me, so I don't have to worry about them. It's weird because they have to I send them the links to the watches that I want as a recommendation, and then they upload it. So I don't have full control over that. But you guys know this guy, right? And so this watch is important. This is the 1963 from Seagull. We all know this, but this is directly from Seagull, the international version. And it was their way of taking back the reins on that watch. Because if you went to AliExpress like a year or two ago, well, no, it was over that, like 2-3 years ago, and you just typed in 1963, let's do it together, just to see what we're talking about here. C dash, and they're on here officially with official stores now. Yeah, we'll just do that, right? Like there's a whole bunch of quote unquote homages, however you want to call it, but they have an actual directly from Seagull international version now. Trying to see if I could find Seagull 1963, find the actual official store. And the price range, right? So for the international, they brought the price range closer to what you were seeing on Seagull. Nowadays, it used to be like sub 100. It was crazy. But now it's usually over $100 or more. Here we go. I think this is directly from Seagull. If it's not, I apologize, but it has like the legit logo in the front of it. So I think it is. So, you could get that now more of official like. And that watch, I think, is still big because it's a mechanical chronograph for the price point. And that's pretty good. So this is the watch we're talking about. And I have it on a Vario bun strap. I have fun with it. Fantastic mechanical watch. And I have that one, and I have the wind chaser too, which I have on a mesh bracelet. Mesh? Ah, man. I left it in the other room. But mesh on AliExpress? Okay, so specifically if you want to get like mesh with a clasp, that's the problem. Because you could just do this. Mesh bracelet 20 millimeters. And if you get the fold over clasp, no problem. Have a nice day. You have a whole bunch of options. And I was trying to get one with a micro adjustment, which I had to jimmy rig it with those clasps that I was showing you guys before. Now, not on this. It has to be more so on something like, I'm pretty sure it'll come up. The one that I was messing around with. I'll catch up on chat. I do apologize. I bought this bracelet before. Matter of fact, this looks like it has a couple of the versions of the bracelets that I bought. So I bought this one, which the clasp actually salvaged because you can see how big these links are when you remove them. So it was just not wearable. That's the fold over. I'm looking for like the hybrid, not this. Okay. Hold on. I'll probably be able to find it because I was looking for something like this is what I was trying to look for, like a recommendation for it. So this has a standard clasp on it, as you guys can see, right? I was able to remove that. So this is like a mesh / link. Remove that. I put the adjustable, the on-the-fly clasp on there as well. It's bulky. I'll show you guys what it looks like, actually. I'll run into the room. Hold on one second. Let me catch up on chat. Let me see what you did. Plenty of those. Plenty of those to go around. What are we talking about? Chinese will always keep the best for themselves, like the Japanese. They are release it later to the rest of the world. Yeah, absolutely. That's the MO. Has to be said. Age Loser is a weird name. I'm numb to it, dude. You're not wrong. Age Loser is not like a super catchy and nifty name. Proxima, I think that one might be a little bit better sounding. I get it, but I don't get caught up on the names of the brands, to be honest with you. I really don't, especially because, like, specifically that one too, what you're getting out of it is like, for me, I look at it as a trade-off. But it's like, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Age Loser. Save some time on the search. Facebook. Dude, I can't. The problem is I can't. Actually, you know what? Let me try something. Can I do this and then go to your thing here? Oh, I can. Look at that. Oh, I don't have Facebook. Wait, I think it came up. So check this out, guys. These are the dials that, what's his name was talking about, Dad Mods, JP. That's pretty nifty. I don't know how much of it I could see because I don't have a Facebook. But yeah, let's see if he's showed anything else. This is gonna be trippy for a second. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. You gave me the link. That was the link. Okay. Yeah, these are pretty dope. Can I look at them? Yeah, you can. Okay. That's nice. Cushion case. Somebody's coming out with a cushion case soon. Oh. Okay, I guess that's the end of the tour. Sorry, bro. I don't have like Facebook ready for it. So but I get your point. Those are cool dolls. What did you just say? Have to fight with the Swiss market. They still believe that they can only create those types of complications. Look at Peacock, doing hand finishing and dials and are super. Yeah, exactly. Look, I think okay. So we're widening the actual. Like if you talk about Chinese manufacturing, Chinese watches being produced, they've been on the rise, bro. They've been here. And the thing is, a lot of people rather just sleep on them. And what happens after that is that they come up on you. So they're doing fantastic things, man. From the micro brand level to the mass produced stuff. I mean, they've been, haven't they? Am I crazy? I've been on AliExpress for years, and I think that the companies are evolving, but nobody is doing the quality of life improvements like 5 to 10 layers of AR hardness coating. Not yet, KP. Because here's the thing. I think that these brands, right? Okay, if we just take this watch, right? If we just take Proxima, like all the things, man. Not the hardness coating, not the 5 layers of AR coating. You know, some of those stuff also would be arguable if like it's worth it. The hardness coating is legit. Like there's some micro brands that do it. Traska comes to mind. Somebody else. Is it Nomadic? I know what's his name did it. Mark Time did it on his last watch too. It's legit. Some of them do it to a different standard too. But I like your point because it makes me think about how not yet. Because once they see people will pay, once they see that, okay, if I do this, I'm scratching off a set amount of other watch producers from the list of competition, they're going to do it. It's only a matter of time. And I have crazy theories too, even about the movement, like the PT5000. Like I feel like eventually somebody's going to take the reins of the PT5000 and say that, like, we're making sure it's manufactured to a certain quality. We're like, once somebody does that, I think it's going to open a lot more other chapters. But then again, you know, is it going to change the price and everything else? I don't know. But you're right. You're not getting hardness coating. You're not getting super crazy AR, but 200 meters of water resistance, quick release on the fly, quarter link, half link, taper, brush polishing, right? The type of polishing where it makes the design look even thinner, which they didn't even have to do that because it's already a thin watch. What did I say? 11.6? Where's my calipers? I think I said 11.6. 11.6. 11.5, 11.6 from the dome. They didn't do any cheesy exhibition on there. It is screwed down, like screwed into the case. The finishing too, like I never get into the finishing like that because I'm not the type of guy with like the micro super, camera and getting into, like for me, I guess I don't appreciate different levels of finishing just yet, if I'm being honest with you. Because I feel like brushed is brushed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Polished is polished, especially polished, because polish gets scratched. But what I can't appreciate is how they decide to combine the actual finishing. Like this is a technique used to make the watch look thinner. I know this very well because my turtle does that all day long, right? The turtle is much thicker, but it looks thinner because it has that kind of look to it. It has that polishing on the bottom. This one still looks like a thickum though, but you get what I'm saying. But I think it's correct though. It's correct. And then if you're going to add polishing to a tool watch, I always like it to be like an outlined polishing on the sides, just like outlined on the watch, like they did on the clasp here, right? That makes a hell of a lot of sense. So yeah. Hold on one second. What do you guys say in the chat? San Martin has exploded. San Martin may be getting a little bit too big for their bridges, bro. And I mean that in the most loving way possible. You want to see what I'm talking about? But at the same time, like I have like a counter argument for my own argument. It's kind of crazy. And I have this in a bird eye view too. I'll be honest with you. Like I haven't had a San Martin since like I started this whole thing. It's been a minute. But what I'm saying is this. It's now costing you from what it would be, and I get everything is cost more money. And then also, like if you watch Dad Mod's newest videos and he's talking about movements and how these brands, I think you guys know, a lot of these brands are scrambling for movements and also scrambling to pivot and like where are they going to turn next? That's a thing. NH35 is running dry. Miyota's now getting leaned on. So I get that. That's also going to be a price factor, right? So if you take this $524 watch, it's that's micro brand. That's micro brand land, right? Sunray, what does it say? Sunray Jeng Han dial. Huh. Yeah, so that's crazy because it seems like they're blurring the lines from San Martin and actual Jang Hong. But this is I don't know, I'm not pronouncing that right. But anyway, the price point. Is that the only example? Oh my God, this just keeps opening up more windows. They have some around 200, and the sale that's happening right now for AliExpress is going to be probably a good time because there's going to be heavy discounts on a lot of the watches. So if you've been holding out, if you want to support the channel, use the links, use the codes, do all the things, and I greatly appreciate it for sure. It helps me keep doing what I do. Like I'll straight up tell you guys, like it funded the Proxima for me. Like I didn't have to. They sent this to me, and it opens the door. I like it because I'm not pigeonholed to one brand. I owe Proxima nothing. I can say what I want. I can do what I want, which is what I would do anyway. But I don't have to send them an email. I don't have to do the wait. I just choose the watch that I want. So if you purchase through my links and you give the channel credit, I use the credit to purchase watches on AliExpress, and then I just give you what I think about it. And I'm pretty impressed with that Proxima, to be honest with you. What do I don't like about it? Did I tell you guys that? I wasn't crazy about the design, but that's very subjective. I mean, the most obvious thing, the lowest hanging fruit was that I wish that the SW200 was an option, because I think a lot of people would just feel more comfortable with that. I don't give a crap, to be honest with you. You know, is it because I didn't put my hard, cold money into it? Maybe. But I'm just like that, though, too, to be honest with you. Like, I know I'm like that. I have a whole bunch of different watches with different movements that are in them. Casio Duro has I'm just talking about watches right next to me. This has a completely different movement. Like, I don't care. This is a solar quartz. I don't care. Does it work? Yeah. Okay. Let's roll with it. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? So for whatever else you're getting, and what was the price point for this? Oh, I didn't finish the San Martin idea. I think San Martin's getting expensive, and so is everything else. So maybe I'm just saying nothing, but I think there has to be a certain point where we're like, yeah, for $500, do you still want a San Martin, or do you want? I mean, the sale prices right now are making me look bad because they're at like 282. So maybe I'm wrong. That one specifically, but I know I saw a new. Wasn't this like a new one too? It's at a lower price now. Okay, the sales are great on AliExpress right now. That's the thing. This one's at 400. I think this is one of the newer ones that they had. So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Like, you guys purchasing more than I have. Am I wrong to say that San Martin's getting a little too price heavy? Or at the same time, are you getting stuff out of the watch where you can still appreciate it? Everything is getting expensive. Exactly, dude. That's I feel like a hypocrite. Almost the second it left my mouth, I felt the same way. I'm like, yeah, but what's not? Go to the gas station. Go to buy water. You know? A bag of chips, bro. A bag of chips like this. A bag of chips like this. 225? 225, bro. Half of it is air. We went to the beach, the wife and I, for the boardwalk. I kid you not, I had a sandwich because I had a cooler in the car. I kid you not, I ate half that bag and I rolled it up and I saved it. And I probably laughed way harder than I should have. But it was just the principle of me paying $2.25 for a bag of chips that when I was going to high school was 25 cents, bro. Maybe 50-cent bag. Maybe I'm mixing up the two, but still. So what is it? What is it? All these companies are out of their mind. What? Did you see the new Tudor chronograph? I haven't. Hit me with the link. Hit me with the link. I'll switch screens and then I'll just pop it up. I feel like Addie's Dive Watches. That's another name too. Yeah, you're not wrong. Hold on. Dude, I have 18 windows up. This is crazy right now. Addie's. Whoa, it's already there. How did you? That's crazy. Addie's Dive Watches. Oh, I didn't share screen. Hold on. That's another brand too. There's more homages on there. I actually have an Addie's Dive. I think I told you guys this. I never reviewed it. I never talked about it. It was actually purchased for me to do, a case swap for one of my mods and mess around with. But I've heard only great things from Addie's Dive. And you know what? That watch that I purchased, I never did anything with it. These are more like homage watches. I never did anything with it. It's in my wife's collection right now. So this is clean. This is clean. See, and this is still at the $100 price point. That's crazy. You have the back to school sale. Again, guys, August 17th. I know I have to keep saying this so you guys can, know. But that's a clean. And a lot of people are going that gotta watch type of. Everybody's throwing their hat in the ring for that. So I'm not mad at that. I've almost seen everybody, especially if they didn't have a gotta watch style yet. Yeah. But Addie's Dive is another brand that I've heard great things for. They make decent stuff. Oh, you know what I wanted to show you guys? I don't know if I can. My orders. No, it wasn't my orders. It was kind of like, my wish list. That's what I wanted to show you guys. I'll show you this, and then we'll see how we're feeling about it too. So I don't want to overplay my hand here. You guys might be like, all right, bro, get to the point. The point is, you can buy a couple of things on AliExpress, and I didn't say this from the beginning. I ordered that watch. Time frame wise, I ordered it. I have it in my notes. The 23rd of July. I got it August 1st. So that is what? 10 days ish? Your miles, because I don't know, I've heard that conversation before where people are like, yeah, but then you gotta wait like 3 weeks, bro. I'm like, I've never waited. Is it possible your mileage may vary from where you are, but I've gotten my stuff pretty much a week or two. I'm not like crazy about waiting for it like that. So, but I made sure to follow it this time. And that's when I ordered it. I ordered it the 23rd and I got it August 1st. So, and I just ordered some more stuff too. So I'm expecting it to be the same time frame. It may be a little bit longer. Now that people are going to be buying a lot from the sales, branded watches have say what now? Affordable, original design Chinese branded watches will have a moment beyond enthusiast circles. Not sure why you would compare Ali prices versus micros. I think that's what you said. Yeah, I was. Because I have to look at that. Because look, I'm not looking at it that way as an influencer or person of like I'm just another enthusiast like you are. I have no the only difference between me and you is that I hit record. Swear to God. Uh but I have to also like look at it that way for my personal collection. And that's why I say it, right? I have a budget. I have affordable watches, super affordable watches. I call them snackers. I then have, I want to say, yeah, I guess it goes from that to micro brands, because a micro brand could have a $230, $250 watch. Like the lines get blurred. There's no black and white. Then I have my micro brands independent, and then I'm starting to get into Swiss made. Just so happens that Swiss made entry, you're not getting one for $100, bro. So that's kind of how I break it down for myself. I do feel like a San Martin, for what it is, and I may be wrong, they may come out with something tomorrow that has a crazy unique design. Maybe I'm a little confused because I thought that was what Zheng Heng was for. I thought that was supposed to be the sister company specifically for unique designs. Does that mean San Martin can't have any? No. Does that mean that they were kind of going that direction? They were. But it's kind of hard to rewrite what you've already been, the road you've been on for quite some time, which is stellar, phenomenal watches for quality for that price point. So when you start to get to $500-$600, I personally, me, for my collection, rather support a brand that I have a relationship with the owner in person than buy buy a cold watch, if you will. Does that make sense? I don't even know if that made sense. I tried. It's strange if I get that San Martin, lots of rising prices, but frustrated and age loser has a new watch past 600. I consider, age loser and San Martin are not the same. And I'll tell you why. Age loser, if you do some digging, I don't want you to take my word for it. I reviewed the watch. I looked into the brand. They gave me a watch to do a review. Just so you have everything up front. Now, if you do your research, you will find that they have done actual movement improvements to the modules itself, to the movement itself. Everything is custom. Not every single watch that they have watches in their catalog that are atrocious. I'm specifically talking about the moon phase and the free sprung tourbillon, especially the free sprung tourbillon. What I'm saying is from that moon phase and especially the free sprung tourbillon, super micro brand, like super duper, like that's where some micro brands want to go next. So how did they get to that point so quickly? I'm not sure, nor is it my business. Maybe they just said, you know what? Seems like enthusiasts are really listening. Let's see if they appreciate this one. And this one was the moon phase. After they achieved that, getting the moon phase to be more accurate is what I'm talking about. With the design onto the movement itself. Nothing crazy. I think they just added a module on top of the movement. But the free sprung tourbillon, nah, that deserves respect. Period. Both do, but I'm more inclined to give Age Loser rather than a San Martin the same, how much did you say? $600, because I know that at least I'm getting that kind of innovation to the movement. Rather than, oh snap, let me give these people really clean lines and then try to find the most affordable movement that people will accept. They actually made changes to the movement. You know what I mean? That's just my brain. You might completely disagree. And that's okay. Then don't buy the watch. Just perspective. Company's overheated. Company overheated is overheated. Overhead is real. Yo, I read overheated like 8 times, bro. Overhead. Yeah. Everything's getting expensive. Yeah. And I can't be mad. Did you see those new? Oh, you did ask me about that, KP. I don't think I know what you're talking about, but maybe I do. Let me go back down to the bottom. Notice it's a micro brand, and the watches are Chinese/Asian manufactured. Okay, it's just assembled and regulated here. Yeah, I don't really see the difference between Chinese factory watches and many micros. There's a lot of the difference between them. I mean, I guess the biggest thing is if the micro brand is big enough to give them a certain amount of order, they're able to get more of a custom design or custom case or custom whatever, but it's coming from the same factories. Look, there's factories that are in China and Hong Kong. What's the difference between them is that they're serving a different appetite. Like, there are people who want clomage, homage, when they want the one-for-one copy and just the logo taken off. They'll go for mass production and they'll have very similar cases. There'll be nothing to the design. There'll be nothing special from them. The only difference is that you have those micro brands that may be ordering from the same factories, but they're giving it at a bigger order and they're having it at a more specification. They're paying more also sometimes to get those specific specs or specific dimensions. Nothing's wrong with Chinese manufacturing. There is no difference. Like, how much money are you showing up with, really? I'd be hard pressed to find that there's a crappy manufacturer out there now, right? It's more like, okay, they have their different tier level of stuff that they're doing to their products that they're supplying. Are they doing more of a finishing to the case? Are they doing more? It depends. Is Santana calling them up saying, I have X amount of money to have this produced? They'll do whatever, bro. Like, and they have clean facilities, super good manufacturing. There's no difference. And they make everything. You know what I mean? So I think the difference is just what you're going to be willing to put into it, for sure. And Notice is a perfect example of that, because their stuff is super clean, in my opinion. And they have a lot of innovation into their cases and a lot of the stuff that they do. I've said this multiple times. You get credit if there's delays on. Okay. What are we talking about? Sorry. I went off a crazy tangent. Brand new watches. Okay. Let me go back to the bottom. Hot take. Brands. Hold on. Let me put my. Brands who outsource production to certain countries are way more likely to get homage for. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. Of course. Even though, yeah, I think either way, bro. I think that you're gonna get. Are we talking about specifically micro brand outsourced production countries are way more likely to get a homage or copy? That's 100% spec. But I think you're gonna get copied. Period. Once you hit a certain level of popularity, I'm thinking about Brew. I'm thinking about Studio Underdog. They got copied by Chinese. A freaking Mark from Long Island Watch got copied by a Chinese producer. What was the name of it? Wish Do It? I wish you would do it, and they did. Should I even show this? Am I a scumbag for even showing this? Wish Do It. This is for research This is for research purposes. I forget the name of the exact model. I mean, he made a video about it. He showed it himself. Yeah, these look like the Islander watches that are out there. I forget which one exactly. I'm sorry, Mark. But they copied it. Hell, I could type in right now. No, I can't just type in that. I'm not sure if it was on here or if it was like. That's Brew-esque. But they got copied. Studio Underdog, you guys know the colors. They got copied on that too. But yeah, I guess if you outsource, you're more susceptible. That makes sense. You're putting the design in somebody else's hands, having it floating out there. I mean, all they have to do now is just take one of those and say, hey, send this and make this. And then that's that, you know? Islander Northport. Thank you, sir. Yes. Seafoam. Thank you. Yes. That's what got copied. They have no rules. Yeah, there are none, bro. I mean, obviously, because you could just, all you have to do is change the logo at this point. There's really no way to, stop it. It's not illegal. to be abused by the certain grifters for what they are. Man, you guys are passionate about this. Oh, I want to finish up showing you guys what I had on my list. My apologies. If you have a specific thing you wanted me to pull up, let me know. I mean, just put the link in there. People who are mods, you're probably gonna have to do that for them because it's just a lot easier for me. Guys, for me to switch in between, like to go search something and switch is a little bit hard. To also try to shut down one of the copies earlier. Yeah, it was IX ADO, something like that. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna find what I was saying. I think they were on my list. And they were making an engineer type of thing. Wasn't it something like this, bro? Is that what you're talking about? And from my reviews, like this was, see, this is also encroaching on a micro brand thing. But again, you want PT 5000? Do you want SW 200? Am I showing you guys this or am I just talking? Oh my God. Here we go. Right? This is the watch I'm talking about. Sorry. Pull this up, man. Come on. Yeah, this. It wasn't this version, but it was basically like something like this. I believe this is the company you're talking about that they went after. And then my point is this, like PT 5000, 383, 518, or an actual ETA. You know what I mean? But then I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna be like, well, where's the design factor, right? Because they just went after that. You're not wrong. I don't have an argument for you. They were on my list, by the way, to talk about. It's crazy you brought them up. Yeah, it was them. Timex is not Chinese. How do we get there? Means when Timex does a homage. Yeah. You know, so that's a big thing too, man. Not for nothing. I feel like bigger brands get a much more of a pass. And it might be a legit thing to do though, too, because you might say to yourself, well, if two people that have horological history copy each other, it's different than when a Chinese brand does it because they have no horological history. So I'll give you that. But can I say something? If you're mad at homages and you're just like, oh, homages are trash, man, don't do that. Hey, bro, brands have been copying each other. Matter of fact, if you go back to, guys, can we have a conversation real quick? If you go back to when these brands started, because manufacturing wasn't like that, bro. You had a manufacturer who made, there was probably more than one, but you get what I'm saying? There was less. So like, if you wanted a case, you have to go from this brand. Even Rolex and all these other brands that started off young, like before they were all in-house, they had to go somewhere and have something made for them. It may not have been made in China, so this is a different subject, but my point is this. Cases look the same. Movements were the same. Everything was the same. What's my point? When it comes to micro brands and that whole space, this is just how I feel, bro. We're watching them go through history in our real time, the same way that the brands that have all this horological significance, which they do, and they deserve all the flowers, they do. I'm not saying they don't. What I'm saying is this, they started from somewhere. And when they started, they were buying stuff off of each other. They were buying each other's cases and bracelets and this and that. So you had a lot of watches that looked the same. Even in current times, when you look at a big brand, there's a lot, like look at any, I'm not even gonna say which ones, but here's your homework for tonight. Go to any big brand that may be your favorite. I don't care who it is. Go through their entire catalog. I guarantee you will see somewhere a Rolex homage. I guarantee somewhere you will see something that looks the same. So when someone says to me, oh, this is just a homage, or this is just, I'm just like, buddy, ain't nobody coming out with new designs, bro. If you go hard enough through the catalogs, you will find it. And I think that there's a certain level of acceptance that we allow bigger brands to have, which that might be fair because they deserve the stripes to be able to do that. I'm not even gonna bring up an example. I'm just gonna say like that for me is like a watered down conversation. If you like it, I love it. If you like it, I love it. That's all I'm gonna say. Did I make a point though about brands in their history their come up and how it's very similar, especially with the micro brands. Like people like all day long, man, they just want to, some people just want to take a hammer to them. I'm like, yo, let the man eat. Let the man have a come up. Let the man have a chance to become a brand or something like that. And they're doing it in the, like, because micro brands have always been around, bro. It's just like micro brands on the internet is new, but micro brands have always been around. Independent brands have always been around. Some brands wanted to stay independent, never cashed out, stayed an independent brand. Freaking Doxa, what's the other company? Squale. There's a whole bunch of independent brands, bro. That's just the way they want to stay. And I got another thing that I could say that'll blow your mind, because there's just some brands that they don't want to even grow that big, to be honest with you. They just want to make X amount of watches. They want to have X amount of crowd. They have these in the building, and they want to stay the size that they want to stay and play on that playground. I agree with no need to criticize in either way. Yeah, man. This, like, I think, who said it? I don't remember who said it, but like, let's just, the whole point of this is just for us to have fun, man. Let's bring it back to that. Let's bring watch collecting and watch enthusiasm back to where it should be. And it should be just and having fun and having conversational stuff like this. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, being able to talk to so many experienced collectors at the same time. Like, it's crazy that you guys listen to me talk. I'll be honest with you. I have such a, what do you call that? Imposter syndrome. Like, I'm like, I guess I'm just a host, and you guys come here and you chat and stuff like that. But most of you guys know much more than me, man. I'm just the guy right here just nerding out, and you guys just hang back and relax. What are the ones? You know, this one came from James. I'm not gonna lie. I might take a look at this. I've seen some people talk about this brand, and it gives you that tank type of feel. It's not my thing per se, but you know, after the last time I said this is not my thing, and then it became my thing, I'm done with saying that until I like actually put a watch on my wrist, to be honest with you. But I've heard good things about this watch and the people that own it. Watching James, I think he said this is valid, so I put it on the list. I trust James. He's a real good guy. I trust his word. So if you like it, I love it. Check it out. Take a look at it. Use my links though. Let's go back. Age Loser is there. I know the name. Age Loser, Age Locker, Age Loser. I think it's Age Loser. It may be pronounced. I may be saying it wrong. I've gotten over it though. I've said it so many times that I'm kind of like just numb to it all. All of these seagulls, you see me review these two seagulls. They're fine. They're fantastic. They're snackers. This one's kind of crazy. I don't know how this ended up on the list, but oh, you know what? This had me gave me a feel. And again, this is Seagull. So I believe personally on Seagull and what they produce. I know some people feel a type of way. I'm not gonna go back and forth. This reminded me of like a Movado Bold, bro. I think, and I put a couple of posts out about Movado. I own one of their Movado Bolds. I have some weird lighting in here. It looks holy. I think Movado should have still been in the conversation relevant to today. Like talking to so many brand owners and how they've derived from the Movado team, derived from all of those brands. It's kind of crazy how they're not part of the conversation. So I definitely want to, one time for Watching James, definitely. Watching James is good to go. Absolutely. So I want to look into them, and that watch kind of gave me that kind of vibe. I think that's why I put it on the list. But it's coming from Seagull, so I'm not mad at it. Let's go back, if I could. Seagus. And that's another company on here that I've heard good things. People have vouched for. Thorn is another one. So I had this one on the list as well. Out of all of the, because they kind of do like Tudor. They do like Tudor homages. Out of all of them, I thought this one's kind of crazy. It's kind of up there in price. So unless I can get enough AliExpress credit, I probably won't go for it. But I don't know if anybody's had experience with this, but this one looked legitimately interesting, I think. King Sub. But I've heard good things about them in general. Oh, you know what? I think there was a specific thing also on the spec on this. SW200, crystal, 10 bar. 10 bar is weird. Let's see. Clasp. Huh. Was it 904L stainless steel in here or 316? It might have been that. I hate reading this stuff. Something like that. But I know you guys have recommended this brand too. Thorn. And out of all the ones that I looked at, this one kind of looked the most interesting to me. How much do they want for this right now? $620. That's up there, man. Like I said, that's in micro brand territory. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. BSK, what's up, brother, man? Always a big supporter, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for the codes, but what? But some are listed in your post in the description. Do both work? Yeah, so they gave me an updated email. They said that both work. So you should be able to use both of those codes. I just ended up updating it because I sent them a list of watches that I've reviewed in the past. And I wanted that to be in my influencers recommendations because I actually own those watches so I could vouch for them. Like some of these watches that we're taking a look at, they look nice. You know, until I get them like the Proxima, I don't know. That being said, when I asked them to update that, they sent me new codes. And from what I understand, they both work. And hopefully they do. Now you have to wait until 2 days, the 17th, before you could do it. I will put a reminder for the actual, on my channel, I'll do a post, a community post to remind you and then relink the codes. So if you want to wait for that, I'll do the most up to date, but they're both supposed to work. The Thorn is fire, bro. And you know what? I've had multiple people tell me that they're a really good company. So I might have to check them out one day. I'm not sure which model though. I'm not sure which model specifically. And I could have sworn, man, maybe I'm going crazy, but I thought it was 904L. But I'm not seeing anything off the top. But listen, it's an SW200. You guys could see the dial from here. It's legit. Can I get closer? Yeah, dial's legit. Did I switch screens? I did. Cool. That's really nice. That's worth checking out. But again, it's a homage. Homage. And I think it comes with a strap too. It looks like it. What else did I have in the pipeline? Let's see. I had the San Martin to take a look at. This was like, again, we went to this before. This was at that price point that I was talking about, but this was the most interesting dial that I found from them. I like that they didn't do a see-through case back. It's not necessary at this point. What movement are they messing around with here? Miyota 990S5. Okay. Yeah. And again, look, man, look. If San Martin is your guy, I didn't mean to throw shade. If you like it, I love it. I'm just saying there's a recognition to price increases. And for me, like, when does it feel like a spillover? I think they make fantastic watches, San Martin, period. I thought this dial was the most interesting, to be honest with you. Not that one, this one. Or any colorway for this one. This one. This one. This one. All of these. Those were pretty interesting. Something different. You know what I mean? Let me see, chat. Make sure you guys are good. I'm sorry if I missed something. Let me see. Did you decide whether... I'm definitely going to review my Movado spec. So what I'm doing right now, I kind of reviewed this Proxima live with you guys, and it was a perfect example from the AliExpress store and everything else. So I kind of gave you guys the breakdown of it. If you guys want a recorded thing, I could do it. But the Movado Bold, and a lot of watches in my collection, as a matter of fact, spec. I'm just looking at watches in my collection right now, bro. Like I'm kind of taking a chill pill and taking my time. Right now, I'm working on giving you guys a video for this. My Seiko King Turtle. I'm taking my sweet candy time. I'm slowing down. I'm actually changing up the style a little bit, man. Before I was trying to give you guys like every waking detail. I'm not doing that no more. I'm not enjoying that process. I think now I need to just talk about, because I've handled a few watches now. So I think that my advice on where the watch sits positionally in the market, of course, I'm going to give you still like the specs that matter spec, but it's going to feel more of like a conversational style than anything else. If you look at the Hamilton Murph, it's kind of an example of it. There's still tweaks and stuff like that. I'm talking to a couple of people behind the scenes that are helping me with growth and all that stuff. I don't want to bore you, but yes, I will be doing a review for that Movado Bold. And in fact, I'm planning on taking a look at watches in my collection in general that I've owned for some time. And as I'm doing the transition, I'm using those watches to talk about it. And I'm fascinated to wonder, because what the hell happened with Movado, right? But also, did something, I mean, the most obvious thing that we could say is that they lean too heavily on that design, but still, like, they're still around. They do have automatic watches from when I popped on their website. So I want to do some digging, and I want to do some other stuff. And then I'm also going to give you guys, watches been in my collection for years now, my Movado Bold. You know, maybe there's some people that were thinking about the Movado Bold, just never pulled the trigger because people stopped talking about it. So they felt like it just died off. So I'm definitely going to give you guys my thoughts on that, and many watches in my collection like that. Did I skip anybody's chat? Hold on. I'm all over the place. Hold on. Yeah, I read that. Read that. Okay, so I think I'm good. Thorn Dial, yeah, I did. Yo, shout out to VSK, just like all you other guys, but you guys have been supporting the channel like crazy. Where was I? How do I get to your list? It's in the show notes. It's in the show notes. Like, you're not going to see the list that I'm showing you right now because those are in my wish list, but the watches that I've actually reviewed, that should be in the show notes, in the description of this live stream. Of course, man. Appreciate you. I think you're a real one. Yeah, Megazoid is the truth. Conversation to find there. No need to kill yourself on the account, Skylar. We got you. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I really do appreciate you. Again, you're still gonna get specs. It's not gonna be so different. It's just not gonna be so like crazy detailed. You know what I mean? I'd rather it just be like where I'm enjoying the recording process too, dude. Because I'll tell you something, man. Reading a script is hurting my back. You know what I mean? And it's just not natural. Like, this is natural. Like, I'm live now for a long time, and I can just go. I can just keep going. You know what I mean? So if I can bring some of that into it while showing you some pretty pictures and stuff like that in between that might be the key to my success. But we'll see, man. YouTube's weird, man. When you want to grow on YouTube, it's a different ballgame. And so I've not decided just yet. I may just like worry about keeping it like real and being an enthusiast rather than just growth. They need to hurry up. I am dying for a decent design with smooth sweeping quartz. Yeah, you said not the VH series. Why not? More like the Precisionist. Yo, Boulevard needs to get on it, bro. You're not wrong. Can I tell you this? I didn't even know that 262 kilohertz, like, I didn't even know that existed until I just assumed that was just like a Miyota 8000 series in it, honestly. Then I took a close look at that Seville, and I was like, what? That's quartz, bro? I'm like, why isn't this in every single watch, bro? You're out of your mind. It should be in every single watch, okay? And then the chronograph, yeah, just let it have it smooth and let the rest of it tick like it does on the Boulevard BLP. The BLP, and there's another one, the Curve. But the point is that, like, super smooth, bro, butter smooth. That should be in every watch. And then they should sell that to other brands. You know what I mean? You're part of Citizen Group, though. And all that means is that, you know, decisions have to be made collectively, I believe. I don't know. But fire movement. And boy, oh boy, I had a big respect for Boulevard over the past year. I had no idea, man. I was so excited. I hope you guys liked it. The reviews for that. What are we talking about? Conversation to file. We need to kill yourself. Okay, I read that. Agreed. Got you. All right, so let me look at a couple more recommendations. So I see we're winding down. So I don't want to kill you guys. I thought this was interesting too. Talking about whole oh wait. I gotta pull you guys up. Hang on 1 second. Oh boy. Yo, I thought I closed the window. That's crazy. Yeah, we're still good. Where is it now? Talking about homage watches. Talking about what do you call it? He just straight stole this from Nico Leonard, didn't they? That's crazy. The jump hour. Remember that? I think this one's thicker than his or something like that, because I know he recently came out with a version 2 and made it thinner. Oh man, that was part of an example too. I don't know why I put that on my list. It's just there. I'm not interested, to be honest with you. I maybe would have been. Yo, can we? Nah, let me not talk about it. That's something I have to talk about offline. I just thought it was. Whoa. I closed the window. My bad. I just thought it was interesting. Let me say this. Nah, let me not say it. That's crazy. Hold on. I closed the whole window, guys. Give me a second. Ay, caramba. I'm just seeing a lot of good examples now of support for micro brands. Let's just say that. Let me get the window. Yo, I closed the whole window, guys. Give me a second. My bad. I can get right back to it. Right back to that. There was a couple more watches I wanted to look before we lickety split. Anything that can happen will happen. Tell me I'm logged in at least, bro. This is gonna be bad. Let's see. Now I'm logged in. Beautiful. Wish list. And then I just have to share the screen. Okay. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. It's gonna be different now. Share screen. Window. Share. Sorry. Screen's gonna be a little different now because I had to reopen it. Let's close this. Let's see if I can blow it up just so you guys see. You have no idea what goes into this, bro. It's not easy. All right, there it is. We're back. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. I like micros and now they seem to occupy a space entry luxury moved away from. Yeah, you know what, Mega? That goes into exactly what I was kind of saying, man. I'll say it like this. I'm seeing a lot more support for micro brands this year or in a year's span time, maybe a little bit more that I was not seeing at all before in the past. That's funny. But at the same time, man, that's not shade or hate. That's evolution. That's progress. Because I think we're supposed to accept every kind of watch except for, you know what, the big Fs, the fakes. Never accept a fake. That's different. But accepting every other kind of collector and stuff like that, because I've showed you guys, I don't think I have it on me, I don't. But like my most important watch in my collection is my Michael Kors, man. I pull up in that, like you have no idea what the story is behind that watch. And so for somebody to be like, Michael Kors, man, aren't you like on YouTube and stuff? That's what you wear? It's not a watch. Like if somebody said that, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy work. That watch was given to me 20 years ago by my wife. Get what I'm saying? And so it's just reasons like that I've been so accepting of any kind of way somebody wants to collect. And there may just be that. And even if somebody told me like, yo, bro, I just like Michael Kors. That's the only watch that I rock. I'll be like, yo, but tell me more. Legitimately. Because you might be holding back on something that I don't know as a collector and as an enthusiast. And that ties it back to what we were saying before, man. Like, let's just have fun with watch collecting and keep it respectful. That's the whole point, is it not? I love micros and seeing. Okay, read that. Can I order a Skylar made custom watch? I would love that. Yo, I got one for you, man. Don't even worry about it. I got one for you. Hit me up on Watch Crunch after. I got one that I got to move on. It's just, I guess it was meant to be, bro, that you asked me about a custom watch. It says Santana on the dial. I don't know if you care about that, but I got one for you. Micros are the most interesting segment for sure. They're very interesting, bro. But you know what? Big brands could be just as interesting for sure. In fact, dude, there's like we talked about Movado, we talked about Boulevard, we brought up Seagull, Casio. I feel like there's a lot of stuff just not being like in the conversation because I get that sometimes there's agendas out there for other channels, and there's no listen. Some guys got to eat, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm not mad at that. Whatever. But what I'm saying is that micro brands are very interesting because they go to places where big brands seem to not want to go or don't have the flexibility, which makes a lot of sense. So it just is what it is, right? It just gives us a whole nother segment. Watch shows, especially like micro brand watch shows, are very interesting, bro. I know some people feel like, oh, well, they're boring. They're all copy and paste and stuff like that. I don't know which ones you going to, because like you may feel that way for a couple of brands, sure, but these guys are putting their heart and soul into it, man. And maybe you're just not looking close enough. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but everybody's entitled to one. But I think they have the most interesting segment for sure. And depending on who you're looking at and stuff like that, it's crazy. It's very true. Skylar would be a great watch company name. I would stick to Skylar Santana, or I'd use my full government, SNS. I'm never gonna tell you guys what the N is, but yeah, that'd probably be my watch brand. I'll be honest with you. Probably shouldn't have said that. Hold on, hide that. I have one. You have a. Hold on. Megazord. It's very true. You have one. Oh, you have one of the Santanas or the Noctua? Yeah, Noctua. Noctua is dope. All right, so hold on. How long are we gonna be live for? You guys still rocking with me? Yeah, you guys are still here. Holy crap. I love it. Where was I? Yeah, we were here, right? That was Nico Leonard. Hey, Nico Leonard's an example of that. I don't think it's no mystery, right? Like he runs a luxury company. From this watch, which is not his, right? Like if you want to support him, buy his actual watch. But all of a sudden it was like, I think it was when he said Venetianico, I was like, what did you just say? And he came out with his own micro brand. And it was just like, yo, man, that's crazy. But it's progress. And you know what? I'll take it where I can. Teddy was another big, huge one for me. Like, and it was different there. Why was it different? Because Teddy could have went with anybody, bro. Teddy could have did. And like, if you follow Teddy from the beginning, I don't know how I started talking about other YouTubers. I shouldn't do this. I'm going to close it out real quick and go back to the watches. I respected Teddy's move with Brew, because you know I'm a Brew boy. But that wasn't it. If you go back to his old videos, bro, and he did an interview with Jonathan, they were friends from the beginning. So it was almost like both of them didn't grow too big for one another, and then they came together to make a watch, which I thought it was dope. I'll move on from there. I don't want to keep talking about other YouTubers, bro. It's none of my business. Who the hell do I think I am? Nah. What are we talking about? Oh, snap. Yo, we got the feds in here, bro. That's crazy. What did he say? Nero. Nene. Nah, yeah, it's Nathaniel. You got it on the money. You got it on the money, Michael. That's crazy. You're the federales. Bro, Michael, I'm gonna need a photo of you, bro. I think you working for the feds, bro. That's Nemo. No, not Nemo. Nathaniel. Yeah, Skylar Nathaniel Santana. Nathaniel was my grandfather's name, and served in World War II. Great man. Skylar Nathaniel Santana. SNS. That would be the name. God, somebody's gonna steal it now. You guys cooked me. It's over. Never coming out with a watch brand now. Anyway, back to that. Oh yeah, I was gonna bring this up anyway, but we should really not any more than we already have. San Martin's on here again at that price point. We're not gonna beat a dead horse. I did have Addie's Dive on here, under $100 still. You know, that's interesting. Here comes the freaking 100 tabs that they're gonna come up with. We brought that up before. Age Loser, we talked about that. This was interesting. I thought this was like a little bit of a different type of design. No? Am I wild to say that? Are you guys seeing this? Did I bring this up? Hold on. Yeah, I did. Beautiful. I thought this was kind of an interesting design. Isotopy, right? Isotopy, now that I'm really looking at it. Yeah, this might have been an isotope homage. Is this an isotope homage? I feel bad then. But hey, it's here. It's here. It's at a price point. It does its thing still. You know? Wish list. Good to see you. Have you guys seen Top Hill? I've seen Top Hill. Yeah. We'll bring them up. Age. Skylar Martin coming soon. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy work. Respect all levels collecting. Exactly my point, bro. That's Francis. That's all I'm trying to say, man. Let's just all respect each other's game. You know what I mean? Did I have Top Hill on here? I feel like I might have had Top Hill. I had a lot more watches than I thought. Wait, am I showing you guys? Yeah. Where are we? I want to try this one. I didn't try this strap out yet. Ostrich strap. I'm starting to believe in these straps a little bit more on AliExpress, to be honest with you. Had good experience with the single pass ones. These deployants. What can go wrong with them? The only thing that I've found in the past is that this part right here, where'd it go? Blah, blah, blah. Where's that picture? Come on, man. Why are you doing this to me? This part right here, right, could be a little rough against your skin. So your mileage may vary depending on which one you go for. That's the only thing that I found with those kind of straps. And I'll show you guys an example, just so you know, like I'm not just, you know, bullishing you. So I have, hold on. Is it on my, okay, it's on here already. And then I have, okay, I have this example, right? And then this is an actual strap habit. I think this is also strap habit. Yeah. So those are strap habits. And then this is AliExpress. That one's AliExpress. Okay, here's my point. Sorry, I didn't come prepared. So strap habit, yes, great, phenomenal company. Nothing wrong with it. They do FKM on these deployant clasps. They're $70, bro. And yes, I use AliExpress to test and trial a lot of different things, a lot of accessories and stuff like this. But look, this is strap habit, just so you know I'm not bull crapping, right? That's strap habit. So is this black one. I think these were like $70 a piece, bro. Yeah, for a strap, right? And then I tried these from AliExpress, right? Same kind of deployant, FKM. This one's a little bit different. This is almost like a sailcloth, Dave D in the building. But still like a rubber sailcloth kind of design. Whatever. The point is this. What I have found is that on these deployants from AliExpress, sometimes this portion of it, matter of fact, this is a quick release. Oh, I have this one. This portion of it, which is against your skin, like what I'm going to have to do here, and it's not crazy sharp. It's not crazy sharp. I can't wear this one super tight. In fact, I literally just adjusted this when I went outside to get food. I have to wear it a little loose because you feel it against your skin. Versus the strap habit that's finished and refined and completely smooth out at that point. So that's going to be the difference. And then also the actual triggers are more responsive. Sometimes this gets a little bit stuck, but the price difference, this is $70 and this is $15. So I'm going to get my drum roll. I'm going to smoothen them out. You know what I mean? I want to support strap. I think Nick is a phenomenal human being. All my strap companies that I deal with, but I also have to play around with the stuff like this as well because, you know, I like to know everything. I like to know as much as I could. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, I let chat go away from me. Hold on. See what you guys are saying. Michael's in the building. I already say what up, bro. Love those, Michael. Let me start from the bottom and go up. How about that? Another one is North Edge. Unsure about their quality. I've heard of them. I don't know. How do I feel like I know that brand very well? North Edge. Is that on AliExpress or is that a micro altogether? Because I know we're all over the place. Hang on. Oh, I don't want to close that one. Let's do this. I just want to see. Oh yeah, they're on here. Yeah. Am I bugging out right now? I feel like I know them, or I should. Hold on. North Edge. Are you talking about this, bro? Yeah, you are. You have to be. That's their name. Oh no, I don't know this brand actually. It may be another brand that may have been similar in name, but they're at that super price point. 300 meters, titanium, solar. Oh, this might be worth trying, bro. 1,000 sold. Okay, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at trying it. So this gives you like a, what do you call it? Citizen kind of feel, no? Brain fart. And they got it on a bracelet for how much? $72? That's crazy. I'm gonna do research on this. That's a good recommendation. Appreciate you. That's a good recommendation. Trying to keep up on chat. I have to go from recent back. And I think that might be better too. And the branding is not bad. Yeah. Yeah, I like the little logo. It's been North Edge, but it's a bit too big. Ah, I didn't see the size on that bad boy. What size were we talking about, my friend? Let's see. That is a 300-meter water resistance titanium. That's cool that it's a titanium case and the bracelet. Stainless steel black. Where the hell's the size? I didn't catch the size, bro. Probably said it in chat. Few more. 16 millimeter thickness. That's crazy work. Still not seeing. Ooh, 45 millimeter. Why am I just showing you guys my face? My bad. 45.8 millimeter. Yeah, that's a crazy diameter. It's not crazy. It's just that's a big boy. That's a big boy. Yeah, so there's that. It'd be nice if they got it smaller. They'll definitely get more people interested. Underland Pilot is looking for the. Sure, I'll check that out. So many deals and watches. Yeah, it's one of your favorites too. Oh my goodness. Why do I feel like I had that on my list though? I think I had that on my list. Let's see. Let's go back to that. Tactical Frog I had on there. Wait a minute. What is this? No, I don't see the name. I feel like that name was on my list, bro. Am I going crazy? Shit. Hold on. Aha! Is this it? Wait, I don't think that's it. Let me go back. Yes, it is. Winner chicken dinner. This was also a James recommendation, no? How do I spell this again? It's crazy work. Hold on. Hold on. I got you, bro. That's a crazy spelling. I'm not even gonna attempt that. There we go. So I want to see like all of their offerings. I think which one did you guys say specifically? White one. That's the one that I want in white. That's probably the one I was showing you specifically. Good deals. Yeah. So this brand I also got from James. I think. Yeah, no, it was because it was that turbine secondhand that he loves so much. Oh snap! I gotta plug in my laptop. Oh no, it's already plugged in. I'm bugging out. Why is it so low? There we go. But they have a whole bunch of different watches too to check out. Yeah, that was on my list. That's crazy. They make good watches. This is interesting. That's different. Can I play the video? There's no video. Okay. That's a big like pocket watch type of movement. That's crazy. But that's it. That's pretty interesting to take on like that conventional pilot style watch. You just worry about the AR. Paid under $200 for the pilot about 2 years ago. Heard about it from watching James. I heard about it from them as well. From him as well. In white. You want that one. In white? They have this in white? Yeah, I think so. Not these. No, I saw one though. I saw one. I think it was this one. Like a loom type of dial, or you're talking about this? I don't know. They have quite a few options. I'm not mad at it. Let's go back to the wish list. What did I skip? Tactical Frog. AliExpress had a good deal. Watches. Hold on. I want to make sure I caught everybody's chat. My bad if I skipped you, man. I've been all over the place with the chat. I think the sister brand. I think it's a sister brand to do something. Mr. Tomato Can. What's up, Skylar? With brands being forced to raise prices due to the movement shortages, the Ali sales has a good time to get in. Yeah, man, this is a good time. Because I think without the sales, it's people have been feeling it. And that goes across every brand, dude. And then the movement shortages are also a whole nother conversation, and it's not making things any easier for sure. So A, thank you for joining the live. And then B, yeah, I think that this 17th, couple days, 2 days from now, Monday, go in there and check out whatever you want to check out. You can always put your stuff in the carts and stuff like that to prepare yourself, or wish list or whatever like that. But if you're going to support the channel and you want to, you don't have to. If you use my links and my codes, you have to do it on the day that you're going to make the purchase. What do I mean by that? If you click my links now and have it chill in there, I don't know if they're going to go towards it in a couple of days. So try to click through the links the day you're going to do it. That's going to help support the channel. But yeah, the sale prices that they're having for them is pretty interesting to offset some of those things that we were talking about. I also love the partners. They're vintage and look. Yes, they have a lot of vintage looks on there. Hilltop, Hilltop. Did I switch screens? No, I didn't. There was one watch by them specifically. I didn't put them on my list, I don't think. I think I was speaking to somebody from Hilltop, but nothing materialized. I don't know what happened. But I'll give them some sunshine anyway. Hilltop watches. Did they just disappear? Excuse me. Did they just disappear? What happened? Seagull. What did you say in chat? 57 Hilltop. Wait, high contrast. Yeah, I know which watch brand you're talking about for sure. I don't see it here though. Hilltop. Am I crazy? I'm spelling it out. North Edge comes up. I don't see them anymore. That's interesting. I don't know, man. I know I've seen them on here before. In fact, they had a new watch that was an integrated bracelet. I think that was the watch that I was in conversation with them before, but Hilltop. Am I doing something wrong? Hilltop watch. I don't see them. I don't see it populate, bro. No. It's weird. Strange. Moving on. Carbon fire case. Hilltop. Top Hill. Got him. Top Hill. My bad. Why did it come up? Why did it come up the other way? Damn it, man. See, that would be an edit right there, ladies and gentlemen. That would what we would call an edit right there. And you probably have been saying it in chat, like, yo, bro, you're putting it in wrong. Top Hill, not Hilltop. I know. Confirmation bias strong. Let's see. Yeah, this was one of their newest ones that they came out with. Yes. Small seconds hand. I think this has like a small rotor on it. That's kind of like their thing. 38.7 millimeter ultra slim micro rotor. And this is going to be a Chinese movement. It's going to be a Chinese movement. Hangzhou 5000A. Integrated bracelet, like I mentioned. Let me see some photos on here. Whoa. Okay, let's see with the videos. You got to get a little closer on the footage for that. But it's still nice to get actual video of it. I'm not mad at it. They have the deployant, the butterfly deployant, so hopefully they have half links on there. I'm not mad at it, honestly. I don't know. I haven't handled one in person. It doesn't look terrible. It's going towards that integrated style. 5 sold here, and then what's here? 19 sold. They're relatively new. Do you own this? Do you own Hilltop? Did I say that correctly? Hilltop? Top Hill? Confirmation bias is strong. Wait, what? It's actually the cheapest one. Still like it. That's interesting. Hold on. Whoops. Yeah, they have a few watches. I don't like that kind of style. I think when I was speaking to them, I was looking at that micro rotor situation. That's something that I would be interested in doing some investigation work on as well. But again, like I said, man, I mentioned it before in chat. Like I'm gonna be setting my focuses a little bit, like for the more recent time, on watches in my collection. This way I don't have any timelines and nothing like that, to be honest with you. But yeah, this was interesting to look at. This was another one that they came out with. Hilltop. Top Hill. Wouldn't it have been better to have been Hilltop watches? Top Hill? And whatever. Doesn't matter. Couple colorways. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm sure it's a decent watch. Big boy don't know. This says that it's 38.7 millimeters. Looks bigger than that. That's interesting. Let's see. What else did I have on the wish list? Couple more watches, man. I think we're gonna end it here. I think we've gone on long enough. Oh, this was the other Proxima that I was talking about. Remember when I first started the live? This was the more this was the more like simple, clean. Like, yeah, I don't know what I pulled up before. The bezel was crazy work. But when I first looked at Proxima, I actually was thinking about this one, to be honest with you. Just simple, clean, man. That kind of tonneau shape-ish kind of case, brushed hands. Nice, like you see how the indexes too are framed out? I liked it. I thought that was nice too. I wasn't mad at that. But I ended up going with the Aventurine and all that other Jimmy Jazz. It is what it is, but maybe next time. Who knows? What else? Anything else that shouted out to me? Yeah, I had these other two Proximas that we talked about in the beginning. You have these that have kinetic energy movements to them. We've talked about that before. That's something that I'd be interested to look at. So it's a kinetic energy watch. You know, it's something that's not seen in a lot of watches nowadays. And these, I believe, have tritium tubes on them as well. That's also pretty damn interesting. Like, matter of fact, the RNG watches, he reviewed one of these watches. He's the only one, I think, that's ever reviewed one of these watches. So that's something that's interesting. You hear me? Interesting. Yeah, I'm getting to my fatigue point, ladies and gentlemen. We better wrap this up. This is another one from them. I wish they showed the movement, but at the end of the day, it has like a rotor, like an automatic movement, and then it's technically quartz, but it uses a rotor to power itself. It's just something that, like, automatic self-winding quartz movement. You don't see that. I wish they would, like, dude, if you have something like this, why not show the actual images of that? That's crazy work. That's something they should do. We have opposite taste. Yes, that happens. And that's okay. I think that's what makes things interesting. To have opposite taste. Watch Dives. That's another brand. That's another brand as well. I thought this one was interesting because of the what do you call them? The loom blocks and then the hands. Like, that must have like a lot of loom going on there. We've seen that with micro brands, I think, first, but now we're seeing it like more common with other brands. So that's a thing. Couple of seagulls. You see me reviewed this one. It's just, this is the green version of it. I did the other color. So this is actually from C-Gold. So if you like the watch, you can save some money and purchase it straight through AliExpress. And this is the one that I reviewed. Love this watch. Love this version. This is the only one with the actual loom on it for the 1963. If you're interested in it, this one's a little crazy work. 1245, yeah, but it also looks super clean too. There's reviews of it out there. I haven't reviewed this one, but I think this one's super clean. If I was going to review it, it would probably be the blue version, most likely. That's cool. It's up there though. Couple of bracelets, couple of straps. I ordered this one you saw on my Age Loser. I told you guys about this single pass, and I told you guys about this class. So we're going to conclude it there. I think we had a very big, well-rounded conversation. If you guys are watching this in the playback, don't forget to take a look at those codes in the description. For the 17th on AliExpress is when you're going to see this big sale. We talked about a whole bunch of different watches. Some were suggested. Some of them I know. Hopefully, some of them I'll come across down the road, and we'll be able to have a more candid conversation like we did for this Proxima, which I think the answer is yes, man. I think that this Proxima gives me a micro brand type of feel. It doesn't have those elements of story and being able to meet them at the show and a couple of other things, but I know that they're listening to the feedback and they're trying to improve their watches from there, which is micro brand-ish type of stature. And there's a lot of other reasons why you you can shop on AliExpress for accessories, for a couple of other things. I vouch for those clasps. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. And I'm going to continue looking at stuff, man. I'm going to continue looking at what we can get for our collection out of it, so long as things, the chips land. So with that being said, let me see what you guys are saying. I think you guys are pretty much good. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I've taken enough of your weekend. Go enjoy it. Have some fun. Leave some feedback on the playback if you are watching this then. And as always, I appreciate you guys for spending your most valuable asset, which is time. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Later, guys. Have a great weekend. Peace.